I'm finna promo.
Sound any better?
Yeah, a little bit. It was got a little static. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and sit still real quick. Just this. So stop tripping. How's that?
Yeah, I'm not really hearing it now.
Perfect.
I hear it.
I'm walking around the house with one flip flop on.
I hear it a little bit when you talk.
I'm moving around again. Let me give me a second to sit down. I had to turn the lights off.
Gotcha.
Let me go ahead and mute this game. This garbage game. I don't even know why I turned this mug on.
What game?
The Falcons and Patriots.
Oh.
Sorry, suckers. Starting to hate Mac Jones.
I'm early on that train, bro. Yeah, since they sat up there and tried to do that to my boy, man.
Don't worry, he's back.
I'm back.
Cam is a fool.
You're a legend.
That's how you do it. I ain't mad at him at all. That's how you do it.
Joker put up 12.
Let him know.
He put up 12 after 6 plays, bro.
Let him know. Robbie Anderson smiling. Sorry, sucker.
I picked that Joker up right out of fantasy.
Still probably won't do nothing. DJ Moore wanna try to be lit.
Nah, Robbie gonna do something popping. Robbie gonna do it, bro.
C-Mac gotta eat. Robbie can't do it.
Robbie can't do it. Robbie did it last week. He put up 12.
Put up 12.
After a little bit, hey, look, that's when your flex is on a bye week. Put Robbie in, and get 12. But hey, come on now.
I don't know how much I care for this league that we're doing with all these people in it, Skip. Maybe I just... No, I didn't do too bad. I just had a lot of stuff happen at post-draft.
Oh, you talking about fantasy? Boy, I thought you was talking about the actual show. I'm like, dang, we getting into it. Hey, you said that. I like, for real, I need to kick somebody out. What you need, Joe? Like, I hope don't nobody go back and watch that joint.
Relax, bud. Relax.
That's funny. That ain't
Never have I been the diva that needs to be catered to.
Hey, but if you ever decide to be, yes, sir.
Chill out.
Yes, Joe.
Don't double down. Do not double down.
I won't double down. Unless you want me to double down. Is it tears? I get it. It's Gabe. Dang. I want to keep Gabe. That's funny. That is funny.
The sincerity in your voice. Scary. You remember that Kanye song? No one man should have all this power.
No one man should.
Clock's ticking. I just count the hours. He was letting Kanye get away with some stuff.
Bro, it still is, man. I'm trying to tell you. We had that discussion.
Yeah. I don't want to just say he was riding the coattails of Jay-Z, but if the shoe fits.
I mean, absolutely.
Somebody got to put it on.
I got it on me. I got it on me. I got it.
Oh.
That's alright. That's alright.
Tiz or Gabe still haven't responded?
Nah, bro, it's just us, bro. You already know what time it is. I don't even, bro.
Wild.
I ain't even worried about it. I've been won this.
We don't even really have to do NBA unless you just want to.
Nah, that's a new format of the show because I'm not doing predictions no more on the podcast.
Okay. So it's NBA first then?
Yeah. I said I was gonna start sending out the topics too. It's alright.
We can just keep it light. We don't have to dive in tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Cause I'm really trying to get into some Rocket League. I ain't gonna lie. Matter of fact, if I felt like just opening that joint and muting it so that it wouldn't catch it, I would do that. But it is what it is. I done did the promotion. I don't care no more. I do care. It's just like what I said I was gonna do today. Since I didn't do it yesterday, I didn't. I didn't until after that meeting I had. And
I'm a real big capper.
Go and grab the clapper. Stepping out the shower, slipping on it. I don't know, man.
Wow.
I could never get to.
My controller just died in my hand.
Fantastic.
That is depressing. I
bad.
trusted you.
It's too bad.
Anakin, you were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join it.
I have the power. I'm sorry. There's nothing holding me back from stopping the show now. Do you need to go get another controller or something?
Nah, I'm good. I'm just switch. I thought I have. Usually, I try to rotate them and have them charged up, but
charged up. Oh no, we eating.
I caught myself slipping tonight.
They not about to start.
Controller ain't never just shut off on me before. It was kind of disconcerting. Not gonna lie to you,
bro.
I felt real deal betrayed.
That's life, bro. It disappoints. It's the best thing you can do.
I'm dealing with the controllers, not life.
But the controllers are all part of life. Don't ever let the controller control you from losing its life.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, bro. It's the way, bro. This is the way.
And then this controller died on me. That's crazy.
That's what happens. It disappoints. You turn to your friend and be like, yo, can you help me? I'm going through something. And it's like, no, it disappoints. It disappoints. You don't need that controller. Play with yourself. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't the way. Oh no, I killed him. It disappoints. I'm finna lose my friend to laughter. That ain't it. That ain't it. What? That ain't it. Oh boy, what? I didn't kill him.
Please start the show.
Just you and me, and you still have to beg for me to start the show. I ain't getting no better, boy. I ain't getting no better. I'm starting it, bro. I'm finna run the intro.
Alright.
Well, actually, hold on. Mic check. Mic check. Say something.
Mic check.
Fantastic. I'm running the intro.
This is sports talk and everything in between. Chapter systems are offline. Anonymous. I'm in the mood. I can get it poppin' to be y'all.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Talk and everything in between. It's looking a little light in here. It's just me and Joe today. But I don't doubt it's gonna be a wonderful day. Cause that's my brother. Joe, go ahead and say what up to the people.
What it do, baby? I had to do it because he's not here.
Yo, you said that like you were talking to somebody. Who you talking to?
I had to do it because he's not here. It felt weird to not hear it.
Oh, that's an ode to Double M.
It is. I'm his biggest fan.
Your biggest fan. Fantastic. You love to see it. Man,
Absolutely.
oh man. If you're a first time listener, this will be nothing new to you because it's your first time listening. If you've listened before, it's going to be a little bit different now. We changing up the format of the show. Trying to make it a little bit more even keel. Trying to make it where more voices are heard. As soon as I try to get more voices heard, voices disappeared. And when they needed him the most. But yeah, Sports Talk Predictions is now a series that's going to be on the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is linked in the description if you want to continue to follow up on what we picked for the weekly NFL games and how we did, how we didn't do, and us arguing about it. That is going to be a series on YouTube. But if you if you watch the live show, you'll hear the podcast and the predictions. It'll just be at the end of the show. Want to emphasize more topics. Want to get way more in depth with NBA stuff, way more in depth with NFL news instead of it just being we talk about a thing or two and then pick games. That's not what I want the show to be. I want it to be something greater than that. And what better opportunity to try out this new formula than with my brother.
My brother.
So, right before we get into it, I also want to say podbean.com/sports talk to get your first month free on unlimited podcast hosting with Podbean. It's great over there. If you want to start a podcast, help us by helping you get your first month free. Go ahead and do that. So, starting off straight up, just NBA news. Joe, I got a whole slate for us, but I just want to inquire if you had anything that you might have wanted to speak on.
I'm glad you got a whole slate because I was real deal just gonna go through the top 10 overall and just kind of speak on it, maybe an honorable mention here or there, because I mean there's not just any particular news that's outstanding. Players are doing things that are pretty good. I mean, there's certain teams that are doing way better than we expected. There's certain teams that we're not hearing from that was very surprising, but other than that, there's not even just outstanding news in the NBA as far as trades or anything.
Outstanding as far as Chicago going ahead and stretching their legs and standing up.
They in the top 10, they would have been mentioned.
Oh, they're gonna get mentioned. I'm gonna make sure they get mentioned. You hear me? Cause Chicago finna stand up. Chicago. I'm sorry.
Sit down.
All right.
It's
You know
15 games into the season. Sit down.
I can't get upset at you knowing you like the Oklahoma City Thunder. I would be lashing out too. Listen, when Pittsburgh lose, it's special hate for Green Bay. It's special hate for all them teams. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. Double M in the chat saying what it do, baby. He said Chicago stand up. Double M know what time it is. He know what's good, man. He knows good. Everybody is probably gonna be back next week, by the way. And we're recording on a Thursday. We usually record on Wednesday. It's just different. This episode is gonna be real chill because it's just me and my brother. Man, listen. First thing I got on NBA news is an anonymous exec said that the Lakers are old and poorly put together. And he said LeBron does what he always does and picked who he wanted to play with instead of who he should. What do you think about that? Because we've been following the Lakers relatively closely with two Lakers fans being on the show. And as of today, I feel like they 8-8 or they right at 500.
They're at they're 8-8.
Yeah. Man, I know they lost to Chicago. They lost to the Bucks. which ain't nothing to be upset about. I mean, them is two of the best teams in the East, but what's your opinion on the state of the Lakers? Because it looked like they can turn it around. It is relatively early in the season, but they down bad, bro. They down bad.
I think that statement is a contradiction in itself. I mean, it talks about how the Lakers are poorly put together, and then he says, like LeBron James does usually, he picks who he wants to play with, and that's how the team is formed. I feel like those two things contradict each other, because whenever LeBron picks a team, everybody has their role, and everybody on that team fulfills their role at some point throughout the season. And it is usually especially whenever it's somebody LeBron is close with, whenever he gets his good buddies together, they develop a certain chemistry, and it takes the team to a different level because they have that personal connection, and it usually never results in a bad team. The only bad LeBron James team that was formed was maybe the first year when he went to the Lakers and he had to hoop with all the young Laker talent, and he was trying to decide which one of them that he wanted to stay and which ones that he wanted to leave. But besides that, whenever LeBron puts a team together, they show up one way or the other. And this team, although it looks mediocre this early in the season, I mean, they're just 500. It's not like they're just negative, even though, they're not far from it, but it's only 500. And this team has been playing mostly without LeBron. And AD has been in and out with little injuries, ticky-tacky injuries. It's been keeping him in and out of games. I mean, Russ is finding his rhythm. Melo has been playing really good consistently. He's been a great three-point threat, and he's showing some improvement. He's looking like he's settled into his role on the team, and then you just got the rest of the players who got to figure out where they fit in. The team is probably going to kick into gear in line with the prediction that was stated earlier in our episodes by Gabe and myself, actually. Around probably Christmas is when they're going to turn it on for real.
So they're going to turn around Cuomo.
Mm-hmm.
I got some challenges to some of your claims, though. Usually, whenever LeBron has built a team in the past, it's usually been people that were on the younger side or like in their prime, probably still. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like it's a bit more veterans this go around, especially with LeBron getting older, and Russ. You say he's finding his rhythm, but I don't know, man. The turnovers have been something that's been consistent throughout his career. And
yeah,
the older a player get, like, the more they kind of get set in their ways, as is the nature of things. So when you talk about he gonna go ahead and turn it around, if Russ is the type of player that only knows one speed, and he has as many bad habits as he does good habits at this point, do you really think it can work out? Even if they start doing better, because, I mean, obviously, with as many new pieces they have, it's going to take time to build chemistry. But even when they build that chemistry, do you think they can make a run with him at the point or at whatever position they got him playing? Because this ain't it, bro. Like, he give that ball up a lot, and they losing games when LeBron not there that it seemed like they should be able to win. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's a cause for concern, Joe.
I mean, if I were a Laker fan, I'd be concerned. But being an OKC fan who has watched Russ play, and then not only just an OKC fan, but a fan of Russ, period, who has watched how he goes and he plays for different teams and what he does there. I mean, it's literally nothing new. It was the only thing that was concerning for me was when he played his first few games, he wasn't getting near his his typical averages that he usually gets to. And that's kind of why I say that he's been settling into the game lately, because he's been getting closer to those triple doubles. And getting to the triple doubles is not just evidence of him hunting stats, but it's evidence of him distributing effectively and rebounding effectively. He can always run to the basket and get a layup. That's just the type of explosive player Russ is. And whenever he starts to look for assists and everything, that does lead to turnovers for the most part, but that's why you have LeBron on the team. And that's why I think he's going to turn around, because LeBron curves that. Russ does a lot of that because he's trying to go into it and he's trying to carry the team himself. But whenever you have somebody like LeBron on the floor to be that point, and where he can facilitate through, where he can have somebody consistent that he, in his mind, can depend on, where he doesn't just have to force himself to run to the basket and then throw it out at the last second, I think Russ is going to limit his turnovers. They're not going to stop, but he's going to limit his turnovers. And LeBron is eventually going to make him slightly more efficient and probably force him more into a two-guard type role. Maybe even running a unit while he's off the floor just to keep the tempo up, keep the pace up tempo.
I feel it. This is what I'm having trouble with. So Russ almost have averaged a triple double over the past couple years, but along with that, he's usually in the upper echelon as far as turnovers. He's not the most efficient player, because I mean he take bad shots. he will pull up and he's not that guy. And he's usually pretty high in usage rate too. Now I know that's been on some bad Oklahoma City Thunder teams, and you know the Washington,
the Houston,
and
the Houston Rockets, who told him to just pull the trigger whenever he felt like it.
Yeah, that worked out amazing. I just don't know, because Anthony Davis in some interviews has been like, you know, we just need to let Russ cook, let Russ do what he do. But what Russ does in his career thus far doesn't seem to mesh well with multiple pieces, which the Lakers have multiple pieces. So I'm interested to see how he's gonna, I don't know how he's gonna end up meshing, unless somebody got to teach him ball security. Like I don't know, because if you put him at the 2 and you know he drive to the basket, I mean Anthony Davis can play at the perimeter, but Anthony Davis could be a Giannis type player. To be real, I don't know. You know what?
No, he probably only reason why Anthony Davis couldn't be a Giannis type player is, for one, I think he, in his mind, knows he has more skills than Giannis as far as diversity of his play, and two, I don't think his body can handle playing like Giannis. I don't think he can run up and down that court all the time and just go for the basket consistently, because he tends to get hurt in his lower body quite often.
Yeah.
When
I say Giannis type play, I'm not saying playing like Giannis, but I mean just take the game over whenever.
Oh yeah.
But he deferred, you know, and which I guess when LeBron is on your team, you kind of do that. But we gonna see. But I thought that was interesting. You know, on a side note, and we ain't really got to get into it, but I'm real sick of these anonymous sources coming out and anonymous executives. Like, be real. Who is it? Who are you? Like, just say it. Like, what if it's the Lakers GM? Like, what? Like, I don't know. I just thought that was silly.
You taking all this time to sneak around. Why don't you just go out and say it?
Yeah, straight up. Be real. Like, don't. All right. Next up on NBA news, the Sixers have rumored to have 30 players they'll accept for Ben Simmons.
I know you've heard it. It was for the people who don't know, there's a video with Shannon Sharp, and he was talking about the Ben Simmons situation and what he would do if he was in Ben Simmons'
Oh,
place.
yeah. Yeah.
So, he'd go out and shoot a couple of Spice Adams 3-pointers straight off the backboard, not even trying, and go ahead and get him a nice little spot on the bench when the coach pull him out the game. And he said he wouldn't give Philly none of his talent because they don't want him. That's spiteful.
That's wild. We didn't talk about Ben Simmons enough on this podcast. It's interesting to see what's gonna develop, but dang, that guy that just made me think. Who are the 30 people better than Ben Simmons that they be willing to? Dang, that they be willing to take.
Even if they're not individually better than Ben Simmons, it's kind of like at this point it's becoming a chemistry type thing. Like look at what he's willing to do when he doesn't want to play.
Yeah, that's
something you have to take into account when you're trying to figure out if you want to put this person on your team. Like, man, if I give him this big contract for 2+ or 3+ years, if I put the wrong person around him, is he gonna claim he's having mental health issues and try to consult with our medical physicians to let him sit out for the entire season? Like, he's doing a lot right now that's making him very unappealing, besides his ability to not want to shoot threes or shoot terrible free throw percentages. He's really damaging himself right now.
Man, I tell you what, like, Naomi Osaka opened the door for people with legitimate and otherwise to take these organizations and put their foot on their neck. And I applaud it. I'm gonna be honest, because what she stood up. If you don't know, Naomi Osaka, outstanding tennis player. She just refused to do the interviews after one of her games, one of her matches, and they was giving her grief about it. And it was like, you know what? Okay, then I'm just not gonna do. I think it was the Australian Open, or it was one of them.
It was the Australian Open.
Yeah, she just decided she wasn't gonna do it. Now, I'm a fan of big business, and you don't have to be a fan of big business to just think logically about like how money works. Okay, obviously the people up top make the most revenue, and the athletes are, I mean, for lack of a better term, I mean, essentially they are employees. Naomi Osaka's latest contract was worth $600 million, if I'm not mistaken. It was either 60 or 600. It's one of them two. Both of them a lot though. It's a lot.
Over how much of a span of time? Do you know?
Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Naomi Osaka.
Because they both could make sense in different time scenarios.
Yeah, for sure.
600 million is a lot, but if it's spread out over a few years, I can understand that. I definitely understand what you mean about the Naomi situation, but at the same time, if we're looking even inside the NBA, I feel like lately Kyrie has probably given a lot of people the confidence, especially Ben Simmons, to be able to go out and do what he's doing right now. The way he's giving it to his organization.
Yeah.
Because he's got them in a chokehold right now. And when you are a star of a certain talent, you hold quite a few cards.
Hey, yo. So just as a frame of reference, over the last, I'm looking at this Forbes article. I'm not sure when it was. I guess it's recent, but let's just say it was within the last year. Over the last 12 months, she made 37 mil. So 37 a year from all sources. She valuable. Let's just put it like that, right?
Very valuable.
Very valuable.
And she's talented. She's winning.
if she's that big of a draw for the Australian Open, and then she just decide not to go, yeah, y'all finna figure something out, because I need you out there, right? Like, And from there, it's just been a trickle down effect of, hey yo, y'all gonna start treating us athletes like human beings. I don't really feel like it. I don't play. I don't want to do these interviews. I don't do none of that. And they gonna lose money because that's what your draw is. The internet that really opened it up. I mean, even old boy Calvin Ridley stepping away for, like, you know, personal mental issues. And it's like, man, y'all better I mean, it's genius. First and foremost, anybody that's athlete or not that's genuinely going through mental issues, man, we wish the best. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to joke about. And I'm not joking. But real or not, it's putting the organization in a precarious position. I hope I said that right. Yeah, and it's genius. I don't really know no other way to say it. It's genius. And Ben Simmons, boy, yeah, they said, but we got 30 smackaroons. Anybody get this man out of here, dude. That's funny.
That's just a shame. It's a good thing that Philly's doing all right without him, because if they were really suffering, then it would be a much bigger issue, because they would need somebody to replace the loss of Ben Simmons. But they're really doing all right without him.
Yeah, it's that part.
Now they just looking for parts. Now they just trying to see what they can get for him.
Yeah, and from the organization perspective, if I'm doing all right without you, I definitely let you go. Man, what? Boy, get out. You're just taking up spots on the roster. I ain't got time for that. We'll see how it shakes up. I got this last piece of NBA news right before we started the show, and I don't know how in depth I want to get into it, because I might bring it back up. But apparently the general managers in the NBA are looking to form an association to support executives while they go through like investigations and stuff like that. Like, have you heard about that?
No, I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, so apparently the GM for Portland is going through an investigation because there's been claims of like misconduct in the workplace, and you know, the basically Washington football team type stuff. And the general managers back in March start trying to form an organization to protect them and like help with legal fees, and like get them publicists for like times like this. For like, yo, it's crazy, yo. Hey, yo, they got these GMs pressed, but you shouldn't have been. You shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? You should have had like a terrible culture. Like, you gotta treat people decently, bro. And it's just plain and simple. Like, hey, yo, fast food chains and like corporate America and like these sports organizations, they get livid when people decide they don't like not being treated like people, bro. And it's starting to be real hilarious. Like, I seen the Taco Bell in the hood in the area where I live said, hey yo, we dishing out $15 an hour, free meals, PTO, tuition. Taco Bell pressed right now cause they fed up. They fed up. They not being treated like people, and it's about that time for a change. You don't change, but they gon' hit your pockets. People just quitting. They don't care no more. Hey yo, these billionaires like, hey yo, we finna link up and I know I'm giving you the spark notes on the situation. I'm gonna read through and get some more details, but from what I've told you thus far, what do you think about that?
This It's hilarious. I mean, it's definitely hilarious that they feel like they need some help. Like the whole, this whole setup for helping them whenever they get in trouble. It's almost like an admission to guilt. Not only that, it's if you're getting pressed that bad, if you're getting these fines, if all this negative publicity is coming to you, 9 times out of 10, you did the stuff that they're accusing you of. When it starts pouring in like that, nah, you did something, boy.
Yeah, nah, bro. You know what you did, folks. Like, don't do it.
We talking about it now. It's too late. We don't care about none of that help that's gonna make you and your family feel better.
We ain't never
because
cared.
we still finna hit your pockets.
Finna hit them pockets, bro. What you mean?
That's delaying the inevitable. Just they don't need none of that. Just let it happen. If anything, just let it be straight up. If they get to you, oop, I done messed up. They caught me. Just let it slide.
Oop, I done messed up.
Cause you ain't gonna do nothing with this little committee or little group that they putting together. It's literally either to make it look a little better or to slow down the process of what's gonna happen eventually anyway.
And then like usually people that didn't work their way up to the point of owning a sports franchise, like, yo, if they hit your pockets, go make some more money. Like you barely decent at it, bro. Like, just settle it. Like, dish out them meals. You're a billionaire. Like,
hey, plead guilty. Plead. You know you did it. Plead guilty.
Hey, yo, they used to like taking stuff to court and running stuff because they got the money to do it. Hey, yo, this ain't about court. Hey, the public, hey, Twitter will kill your whole business. Twitter ends your whole joint, bro. Like, what you mean, bro?
That's what it's really about. They probably want publicists and everything to try to slow it down, but nah, the way it's done now, if you get a whisper, if we get a whiff of something going on of that organization, oh no, boy, it's over. We in there.
All right, Joe.
Hey.
I got the details now. Peep this. NBA general managers are working to finalize the formation of a professional association that would collectively support executives with access to legal defense funds, lawyer referrals, and public relations professionals. Over the past several months, the league's GMs have formed a steering committee to create a constitution, opened an LLC, and informed the league office of their intentions to form a group similar in purpose and structure to the National Basketball Coaches Association. And
see, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so and terms reported by the media like toxic environment and hostile workplace felt to rival GMs as a campaign to trigger a firing for quote unquote cause, presumably a tactic to set up voiding of the remaining years on a salary on the Trailblazers owner's contract. That's what worries rival executives and has hastened the urgency of finalizing an association that can help support front office executives in situations like the one that unfolded in Portland. So essentially, they feel like they faking the whole workplace environment. It's toxic here and stuff, so that they don't have to pay them. But it's to be noted, over the past I think 8 years, it said that no employees or nothing has reached out to the NBA hotline. Nobody from the HR has reported any incidents of it being toxic. But I mean, it's not like it's always reported. So I mean,
especially if it's somebody from the top of the food chain.
Exactly. And no, especially like, okay, I'm just gonna take one instance of like what goes on in situations like this. Let's say it's sexual harassment or misconduct towards a female in the workplace. Sometimes they're pushed to not say anything because they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to like it's a million reasons why she would be silent on that matter, right? So that don't mean, man, they always think it's about, but every single time they always think it's about some money. You better start treating people like people, boy. The people gonna come get you, but they gonna hit the cancel button.
You know what I really want to know?
What's that?
Especially with the details that you just dropped to that, as far as, you know, them providing legal help. The NBA providing legal help for those executives that are allegedly being persecuted and falsely accused. I want a percentage. I want a percentage of how many of these so-called alleged accused executives are false. Tell me how many of y'all was actually not doing nothing. And then maybe I could justify getting y'all some help. But until that, I'm fairly certain beyond a shadow of a doubt that y'all usually doing what I think y'all doing. Y'all not getting no extra funds to defend yourself when you're guilty. Man. Why would you do that?
Listen, the NBA executives start losing they saving face when that audio from Donald Sterling got put out. And then it's another organization. I think it's the Suns owner that's going through some stuff right now too, ain't it?
I remember Tiz saying something about it.
Yeah, Tiz had said something about it because it was after the John Gruden situation. And now the Portland Trailblazers, man, listen, nah, it ain't about no money, but they starting to get y'all out of here. That's what it is, man.
Y'all can't keep doing what y'all doing. It's time to get out.
You can't keep doing what you doing. That's funny, boy. That's funny. I think that's gonna wrap up NBA news. I like where we at with that. So
I mean, let me say one thing.
Yeah,
let me say a couple things regarding NBA news. As far as just the overall team standings, since you know you had a good slate of NBA news, I'm not just gonna go through every single team, but I'm gonna just say a little something to the top 10.
All right.
You know, I can't ignore the fact that Golden State is standing on top of everybody overall. Number one overall.
Dude, I forgot that. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you stopped me because I was gonna say, hey, Steph Curry got the league on notice. Steph Curry playing like he playing like he want to say y'all must have forgot. Yeah,
that like man dropping 40 and 50 every other night.
Yeah, every night, bro.
It's looking scary. It's scary right now.
It's also looking scary for the Nets, boy. It's looking scary for the Nets, bro.
Overall, it might be looking scary for the Nets, but realistically, they're still top 3. They're literally the third.
And top in the top 2
of all the NBA, they're literally the third team. And the Phoenix Suns is the number 2. They're still consistently doing their thing. They're flying under the radar like they typically do. I mean, they win in non-flashy ways. They have that floor general that is Chris Paul, and they continue to do their thing. I ain't got nothing spectacular to say about them. But back to Golden State for just a second.
Yeah.
Curry is putting up 40 and 50, and Clay isn't back. And James Wiseman is injured. I didn't know that James Wiseman was injured.
Yes.
This man, he's dangerous.
Yes.
He goes to practice and he doesn't count his made 3-point shots if they're not all net. He's dangerous.
Yes.
He shoots shots after the foul, throwing them up to the ceiling, and they still go in, and he don't care. He's dangerous.
Yes.
And I just need everybody to know that, man, if the Warriors get their thing together and they can stay healthy and play this well consistently throughout the season, they're dangerous. And I will be keeping one eye open every night when I go to sleep from now on to keep an eye on them Warriors.
Yes.
Moving on. We're going to skip over number 2. Like I said, they playing consistently. They're doing their thing, flying under the radar. It's to be expected. They kept most of their core together. The Phoenix Suns, that is. They're doing their thing. Brooklyn. They've been under a lot of heat and criticism. But real talk, they're actually doing pretty good. I mean, KD is playing also at an MVP rate. You know, Curry is absolutely blowing everybody's minds, but KD is still trying to let everybody know, hey, I'm still that dude. I'm still in contention at all times to be the number one player in the world. He's playing great. He's looked great since his injury. He hasn't had any setbacks. And so he is looking very impressive. And James Harden, he's been slowly catching up to how the league is playing him, although he hasn't been great. But he knows
for him, ain't it?
He knows now. He knows that he can't do the mess that he usually did for these past several years, where he's been torturing all defenders of any kind. And he's still that type of player that can drop 30, and at this time he's averaging about 19 to 20. So he's still doing his thing. He's keeping Brooklyn relevant. The Miami Heat. This, if I had to pick right now, this is my sleeper team right here.
What?
Because yes, T. I know.
No, you don't know.
I know.
You don't know. I don't think you do.
You want me to stand up another team, but I know. Because the Miami Heat, they always play solid. And the big thing about them is they're so defensive, and they always struggle to have an offensive consistency. But they have added some pieces that are just alarming. They look really good, and they're sitting at number 4 right now. And then, of course, Chicago.
Yes, sir.
For now, Chicago.
For now.
You could go ahead and fold up your folding chair and stand up, because Chicago is doing their thing. Their chemistry looks great. They playing well together. I can't ignore how well they're doing. Caruso is really helping as a great facilitator. He's pairing up with Lonzo, and he's really helping Zach LaVine and Vucevic score very efficiently. They look like a very solid team, the Bulls. I can't ignore them. However, with that also comes
Stand up.
No. We moving on.
Stand up.
Sit down.
No.
Number 6, the Washington Wizards.
What?
Another low-key team. Yeah, a low-key team is flying under the radar. This is the whole NBA. They number 6 in the whole NBA right now, because they have really good role players. They have several role players playing on the same team that know how to do their job without a superstar. You know, it's Kyle Kuzma, it's Montrezl Harrell, Spencer Dinwiddie, and they're playing good. I mean, that's all I can really say about them. They're playing good, and John Wall hasn't been playing. Not John Wall, because that's Houston, but
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal is playing really good too. That's what I was meaning to say. Bradley Beal has been meshing really well with them too, so he's been helping to keep them relevant. He's finally has some decent help that works really well with them. Number 7 is Dallas. You know, the Mavericks, they always do their thing to an extent. I really don't feel like lingering on them too long, because I feel like they always fall out in the playoffs anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and move on from them, go to number 8. Another team that likes to fall off in the playoffs but puts a really strong effort, makes you really think twice about it. The Denver Nuggets. I mean, the Denver Nuggets are not a bad team by any means, but goodness gracious, they always get hit by some type of injury, and then it starts to pile up, and then by the time they get into the playoffs, they have half their team that they started with, and their stars do okay, but not enough to get past the first or second round. Number 9, Utah Jazz. Another very similar situation as far as injuries are concerned, but they're playing okay right now. They definitely could be playing better, especially since they have Donovan Mitchell, they have Bogdan Bogdanovic, they have Rudy Gobert. They have good players that should be playing better. But they're still in the top 10, so I gotta mention them. And then the last team in the top 10, who I was kind of surprised it would be here, is the Clippers. Paul George has been keeping that team relevant. He's been playing really good, sneaky, under the radar. Everybody don't want to acknowledge it because, you know, pandemic P and all that. But he's been playing pretty decent up until this point, and he's got them sitting in a pretty good spot.
Had no idea.
Yeah. And past that, the records get very similar. Charlotte Hornets are cool to watch. Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant is an awesome player. Their team is always young and fun to watch. And then the Knicks, everybody wants the Knicks to do well. Even if you don't like the Knicks, it's just because they're such an easy team to root for. And losers. Philadelphia is in that little cluster. And so is the Lakers. And that's all I got for the NBA news.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Let's just point out that the Bulls are only a half game behind the Miami Heat. I can't wait. Can't wait. Chicago stand up. That's gonna be it for NBA news. Boy, you really stretching this episode out. 41 minutes. I got more out of that than I thought we would. Okay, 41 minutes. Nice.
When you told me you had a little slate of NBA news, I was like, okay, I might not have to do too much, but I couldn't just leave NBA without letting the people know that I know what's going on in the NBA. You feel me?
I feel you, dog. I feel you. I like how this is going too. I like how this is doing. It's been a minute since it's just been you and me. So we had to get in the swing of things. But now we in the swing of things. I'm fooling with it. NFL news!
It feels like a regular conversation between us.
Definitely. And it's really making some things hard. But,
it's crazy.
So, check this out.
Alright. Oh, yeah.
Let me give it.
No.
Okay.
You go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I paused for dramatic effect. Let me give a real big shout out. Performance of the week. Katie and the I Don't Watch Football team put up 160 something in fantasy this week. She received her $10 prize and she beat Joe.
Dang it, Katie.
Having a bad year.
She put up 160.
Yeah, she did, man. She did. She did. To you. What's up?
My quarterback got injured in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I'm sorry, man.
I can't catch a break.
That's crazy, yo.
Kill me with this.
Fight for my life. Man. I'm going to keep it on executives for the NFL news.
Okay.
Because I love these big business altercations. It just be hilarious. The Rams owner is threatening the NFL over this lawsuit that St. Louis has against the Rams team. Apparently there was some issue with them leaving St. Louis when they did, and they trying to get a settlement for it. And the NFL owners are like, "Hey, yo, that's on you." That's on you, man. And allegedly, they looking for somewhere between $500 and $750 million. The city of St. Louis. City, yes, bro. The city of St. Louis is suing the Rams, bro. And they said that the Rams owner, you gotta hold that. But the Rams owner is like, yo, legit. The Rams owner is like, yo, y'all gonna have to help me pay for this. Cause y'all and I'm explaining
a lot
this.
Of money.
I'm explaining this in like the most simplest of terms, cause you know it's a whole bunch of legal jargon and whatever. But apparently, if this is quote, if we continue to not get any assurances from the league regarding allocation of damages, which is them helping, you know, pay that lawsuit settlement, we will have no choice but to try to resolve the case on behalf of only the Rams and Mr. Kroenke, the email reads. We do not want to do that. We want everyone's participation or some assurance that the league, from the league, that a settlement will be allocated fairly. But we have not gotten that assurance to date, nor any suggestion to the league will try to settle the case and address the allocation later. So the issue that the NFL has, other than the owners like, yo, I'm not trying to help you pay for that. if they make, I'm trying to make sure I get it right. The NFL has been taking hit after hit in this case, which is likely the reason why Kroenke wants to make sure the lawsuit doesn't make it to trial. The plaintiffs were granted exit. Among the hits, the plaintiffs were granted access to the financial records of several prominent people in the NFL, including league commissioner Roger Goodell, Kroenke, the owner of the Rams, Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, John Mara, the owner of the Giants, and former Panthers owner Jerry Richardson. The NFL also got shot down recently while trying to get the case moved out of St. Louis. So I guess if it goes to trial, the NFL and all them owners gonna have to have their financial records investigated. They're gonna have to open up them books, see what really be what they be spending their money on. That's tough, bro. That's tough.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. That is almost too much to discuss because it
is. I know, and I was trying to digest the article before we got on, and I was like, that's a lot because it's big legal games, and like unless you in that field, but I just wanted to make mention of it. We'll talk about it when everybody's here. I'm not gonna race the topic. I'm not gonna race the topic. Hey, but
that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
It's super funny because I just imagine Jerry Jones like, I'm not paying a dime to nothing that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like that's funny. That is funny. Speaking of legal cases though, John Gruden is suing the NFL.
I saw that.
He feels like he was targeted and forced to resign from the Raiders, hence the leaked emails. The NFL rep says that Gruden's claims are meritless, and the NFL will vigorously defend said claims.
Gee. Why don't these rich people just take their money and go home? Why you messing with Why are you still messing with them? But what are you doing at this point?
He made it like 3 years into like a 10-year, $100 million contract. You know, John Gruden.
I see.
I'm missing $70 million from my. You know.
But see, they pulled it straight from the email. I mean, if you had anything to argue about, then you wouldn't be fired right now.
No, he has something to argue about
though.
But he does though.
What's that, man?
Because his stuff is just collateral damage. They didn't do nothing with the Washington football team. He like, yo, I went down. Why, yo? What happened to everybody else? He got a point to stand on. I mean, he obviously was wrong, but that just tell me he know the dirt that they had going on, and he's like, I'm not going down by myself. Like, no. That's wild. I guess if I had to guess, I think him bringing up that the emails were leaked, only his email was leaked when they had 630,000 emails. I can see where he could think they set me up, but nah, dog, they caught you with your hand in the cookie jar, speaking ruthless against all kind of people. Like you can't talk about people and the manner in which you did. It's just, you're gonna get fired. Like, it's
hey pal, you are that guy, and we caught you.
We know you. Like,
we caught you being that guy.
We always had our suspicions, but you just confirmed it. And you know what? Anybody that's talking like it's a text message in an email should be fired anyway. He's a psychopath. stupid.
Why are you so comfortable in that email? Oh, that man was typing that with his feet up in the air and laying down his chest. Like, why are you that comfortable typing that type of message on a computer? You're at work.
Yo, he's stupid, bro. A former chef of Antonio Brown's claimed he got a fake vaccination card.
T, I need you to pause right here.
Okay.
And just go ahead and push that to the next episode. I need you to save that one. I don't have nearly enough fire for that topic that it needs to be.
By all means. And you know, the only other one that I had on NFL News was that video I sent you. And I don't know if I want to get into it.
No, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Well, that was 10 minutes of NFL News.
Don't you worry, boy.
We got a short, little late episode for you all on this fine Friday. If you listening today, it's put out. It's Thursday night when we're recording this. Go to the YouTube channel if you want to see how predictions went this week. Link in the description. You know what time it is.
You can still throw that out there for me and you, though.
Huh?
You can still throw that out there for me and you. If at the very least, throw out the records. What was our records for this week?
No, we recorded after this, bro.
No, I'm talking about the predictions for this past week.
Oh yeah, no, it's all gonna be on one show.
Oh, I got you.
This what we recording right now is the podcast. That's what go out on all the podcast platforms and stuff.
I see.
Yeah, bro, you got me talking behind the scenes in the middle of the show. It's crazy.
It's the in between, bro. It's the in between.
Okay, it is the in between. So,
footnote. It's always that lingering footnote that I would cling on to. We in between. It's fine.
It's fine. It is fine. It's what I put it there for. But yeah, you got any closing statements, Joe?
Oh, it was a fun show. It's cool to talk back and forth with my brother consistently, but I definitely miss the homies in my old Double M. I miss Double M for sure.
For sure. I did all that. Come to the YouTube channel, follow the Instagram, follow the Facebook page. It's all. What's up?
One more thing.
Go ahead.
This episode, of course, as you previously stated, we're recording this on Thursday. It'll be out Friday. The Patriots whooped the Falcons 25-0.
Oh, that game over?
Yeah.
Yo, I need to know if Kendrick Bourne put up points like he did last week.
No.
No, he didn't?
No. It was terrible. It was terrible.
That joker put up 6 points. That ain't how we win games.
Nelson Alcalor put up the most points, I believe, on the whole team, as a matter of fact.
Okay. It's still projecting me to win. It's not in our league. It's in the other league. But yeah, I think I'm going to be.
That's a whole nother conversation for later, because I got some optimistic remarks to pitch at you, boy.
Okay. By all means. Not incredible, not terrible, just relatable. We will see y'all next week with the whole cast. And let us know. Email us a comment what you thought about it just being me and Joe. Because if y'all fool with it, I might set a little side show. T and Joe. You can catch me on Sports Talk and everything in between T and Juice and T and Joe. I'ma holler at y'all. Peace. We still live.
T and Joe.
We still live on YouTube. We still live.
I know. I got you.